the ENC Vape channel. This is the 5th mod review of the day. We are doing the Vaporesso Target PM80. This is probably one of the smallest mods I've seen work the way it does. Speaking of which, I probably should refill this, or I can just do this. There we go. I still need to fill that up. So the Target PM80 is a internal battery, adjustable airflow. It does go anywhere from, what's max wattage on this? I don't even remember. Crank it up. Oh, max wattage is 80. Probably anywhere from 1 to 80. Pretty sure it's 1 or, oh no, 5 to 80. Why doesn't it go to 1? Oh well.
Doesn't like 1.
It is customizable on the fact on the screen. You can actually change the color. I've got it currently set to green. I don't know if how well it'll show it. It kind of does. You have it set to green, but you can also go through, and if you hold the up and down for the wattage, you can actually go through and change the settings. You can change whether you want to use volts, watts. You can look at your puff counter. You can have the themes, revert it to default. And it's got a couple different colors up there to make your screen, make it look however you want. The one really nice thing about this is when you go to charge it, it'll actually tell you how long it's going to take for it to charge to full power. And usually it's about, if you have it pretty much at dead and you go to put it on the charger, it's about 30 minutes is what it says on the timer, for how long it's going to take to charge up to full power. It does come with 2 pods and 2 coils. One is a 0.2 mesh, and the other one I believe is a 0.3 mesh coil. The wattage range for the 2 coils that it comes with are actually very close. One is from 33, I believe, to 45, and the other one is 45 to 60. So they're right there about the same. I usually leave mine about 45 and swap between the 2 pods, run 2 different flavors. It has a very good cloud. Enough juice.
Mine already kind of reminds me of the RPM80.
Yeah. And for the size of this, I mean, a little bit bigger than my pointer finger in height. And about as wide as my thumb. Granted, I do have a fat thumb.
I think.
But I mean, it's very small. I mean, to put it into reference, where's your 4s? Here we go. Here's a better reference. So this is the 4s TX80. It's actually the mod review that we did just before this one, and that is the Target PM80. So it's about the same size as the body of the 4s TX80, and that is a single battery tank mod versus a internal battery pod mod. And the cloud output is about the same, I think. Want to put that to the test?
To this?
Yeah. I'm willing to put it to the test. So there's our cloud from the TX80. Gotta get rid of that. We don't want any, unfair results. Have your cloud.
Yeah, because you like it cheap.
No. I'm trying to keep it from being unfair. You're calling me the cheater? Okay.
We're
It's about the same.
Yeah, about the same.
About the same. So if you want something with a lot of cloud, but you don't want to worry about the tank, you don't want to worry about having to do the whole internal, externals, battery swapping, what have you, this is a very solid mod to do that with.
And we're also talking about the colors of the Vaporessos.
Because if you saw when I held this one up,
TX80,
and you got the red on
red.
That, and this also has the red on this, and then I also have the Lux PM40 in the red and black.
And the 0.
No, my 0 is straight black. But we do have one in the store that is the black and red. It's a red that fades into a black at the bottom. I don't know if you want to pull it out. So they have a lot of mods that will actually color match to each other. So if you want to go through and you want to have multiple mods and you want them to match, you can. He's actually pulling out the 0 right now. So you do have that color match, and that just looks so good. I'm sorry.
I know.
You got that color match between all your mods. It looks really good, especially if you're one of those Instagram vapors that like to go through and, you know, pull up all their mods and take a picture of them, post them. It makes a really nice picture. And also, I mean, I just think it kind of looks good. I mean, pretty much all of my mods are black and red. I mean, they got the cross kit in the matte gray, zero in the black, and then of course these two in the red and black. And then I know I have an Aegis Boost. It's not a Vaporesso, but I do have an Aegis Boost Plus that's in black and red. But back to what I was saying about the Target PM80. Going in more on the airflow, it does have the adjustable airflow, but it's a little bit different than most things you see on a tank. You have your little piece you spin at the bottom of the tank that adjusts your airflow. For the Lux PM40, you have this little slide piece on the back that adjusts your airflow over here. The Cross, again, slide on the back to adjust your airflow. For the Target PM80, you actually have this little red piece that you can see here that I don't have on the other side. That is my airflow adjustment. I have this on half open and half closed, and to adjust that, you actually take the piece out and put it in to adjust your airflow, which is kind of cool because it gives a different color, a different style to it. They do give you these pieces, two in red or in whatever color your vape is, and two in black. So you do have enough of them. So say one falls out and you can't find it, you do have more. But I mean, it's nice. I do say with this one, when it's wide open, it is definitely wide open. The airflow is extreme on wide open, which is why I have mine on half closed, half open, because it's just too much for me. Now, some people I know, they would rather it be that wide open.
I'm wide open all the way.
Well, I don't know if you want.
I've also found out with the Vaporesso coils, a lot of them are interchangeable.
Yes.
And that's good. So you don't have a whole lot of coils laying around or whatever. And they also last. My PM40, I think I've had it in there for 3 weeks now.
You've ran through at least 200-300 milliliters of juice off the same coil, and it's been fine. My XRS, even though this is the second pod, I've had this one there probably 2-3 weeks. Yeah.
So the Forge TX80, I changed it this morning because the first coil I put in there, I probably had it in there for 3 weeks, and I was doing a flavor change also. So, and that's the one thing. If you go from if you're on a fruit flavor and you go to a custard, that custard's going to take over. But if you go from a custard to a fruit, and you want to change that coil because it's not going to take over as easy. So,
and some of them, some of the fruits will take over. Like I know these squeezed green apple.
That would take over anything.
That will like clear out any juice you have in there because the flavor is just so strong. But some other flavors, like I know it's hard to go over top of a Finest because of their flavor. Yeah, which is nice because that means their flavor is really strong. But it just means if you swap from Finest to another flavor, you probably are going to want to change your coil. Because actually in here I have the Finest lemon custard. Another thing with this, it is bottom fill. I have to take my pod out. You actually fill with this little flap piece that I had to pull up. This is where you fill it. You gotta fill this thing up because I'm almost empty. I don't want to burn out my coil. But you fill it up from the bottom, pull up the little rubber tab. It is nice thick, so you can actually have plenty to grab on to pull it up.
You can also turn them too. I've seen a lot of them you can turn.
And this one you can't really turn because of how it's placed on the side there. Well, I guess you might be able to. Let's find out. Oh, you can turn it. Would you look at that?
You learn something new every day.
Hey, I try. So, and I mean, when it comes to my personal opinion, I'm not a big fan of bottom fill, but I will say for the amount of juice this actually goes through off the coil, I don't mind it because I don't have to refill it 3-4 times a day. I refill it once, maybe twice, depending on how much I'm hitting it. Besides that, it's fine. Another thing with the screen is it will, when you put your coil in, it will tell you your ohms, and it will also tell you the wattage range of your coil. Like the one I have in here is a 0.32 ohm, best 32 to 45, and that tells me that right on the screen. And when I change my pod out, this is my blueberry flapjacks from Pancake House, and this is the 0.2 ohm. When I put that in here, the screen comes on and it tells me 0.2 ohms, best 45 to 60. So if you don't know which pod you have in, don't know what your wattage is when you look at it and you want to make sure your wattage is right, it will tell you that right on the screen for what coil you have in there. You don't have to worry about taking it out, trying to read it through the pod or through the tank or what have you. It automatically will just tell you, this is your wattage range. This is the coil you're running, and you're all good. I think that's just about
That's
it.
about it.
Yeah.
That's pretty much the basics of it. So
It's a solid thing for if you're trying to get into vaping. It's not a whole lot of upkeep. Very customizable. Big cloud, great flavor. Definitely a recommended starter kit if you're trying to find something simple for freebase, because this does not run Salt Nick. Do not run Salt Nick in it. It's not going to be good for you. So if you're looking for a good starter for freebase, this is definitely a solid one to go with. And compared to most other freebase pod mods, it's actually one of the cheapest we've seen.
yeah, it's price compatible.
Yeah,
it's very well priced.
I know probably cheapest is probably not the best word to use, but
Yeah.
it's a very solid, very high quality. But when it comes to price wise, it's
You get your bang for your buck.
oh yeah,
So that's for sure.
I mean, I believe we have these for $39.99.
I think so. I'm not for sure.
And I remember we had the Smock RPM80s, not the plus ones, the one that had the battery.
Yeah.
The other ones, I think those were $49.99, I
Yeah.
believe. So it's definitely on that lower end for a.
We call this the RPM80 killer. So
we got the Nord 2 killer, the RPM80 killer, the Views Alto killer.
oh yes,
Which one's that killing?
I don't know, I haven't figured it out.
But yeah, so that is the Target PM80 by Vaporesso. Oh, and the colors they do come in. It's not in those. I already checked. And we don't have a thing for them.
Yeah.
I know they have the red. We do have some from over here though. We have the red. They do have the blue, and the carbon fiber. Yeah, the carbon fiber. I know they have a couple of other colors as well. So they got the red, blue, carbon fiber. I know they have a straight black one as well. And I'm pretty sure they have some other colors up there too. Just not really sure because they don't have them in here, I don't think.
I don't think so.
Oh, nope, Target PM80. Hey, look at that. So they have it in a silver, and what this one is technically considered the black outsiding. Or this might be, no, this is black. So they have the carbon fiber, they have the silver carbon fiber, silver net, silver purple, and silver blue. And then in the style that I have, they have the blue, green, black, red, silver, and brown. So they have a good amount of color options. They do have a lighter metal frame version of it that has a couple less colors. This is actually the darker frame version for it. So I got plenty of color customizations.
Yeah. So that's the
Target PM80.
Target PM80. Very, very nice. I haven't had a chance to mess with it or use one because I get stuck on the ones that I want to use, and I have a forestry of mods everywhere. I have a shelf just strictly for mods, so you know. But hey, that's it. Check out our YouTube channel, like, subscribe, comment if you like, and let's hit it.